Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I connected in with Spirit just to see what reading is going to be most beneficial for you at this time. In saying that, I just want to let you know this is a timeless reading, so even if you come across this video in a year from now, it is meant for you at this time. So the question, or what we're going to be looking into, is whether you are on the right path, because I just get that I feel like most of you are, right? But I just feel like perhaps there's some guidance you're needing, some direction, some inspiration to come through from Spirit. So, and just let you know, okay, perhaps what areas could you work on? Perhaps where can you focus your energy? We're going to see what Spirit wants to bring through. I don't know until I start your readings here today, but that's what I'm feeling. So you've got 4 Akashic cards here. The first Akashic card is the Divine Physician. The second one is the Queen of Forces. Then we have the 6 of Scrolls and the 8 of Keys, the Master Artisan. So pick which Akashic card you feel most drawn to, and we'll get started with the Divine Physician. Hello group number 1 and welcome to your reading. You chose the Divine Physician. So the question is, are you on the right path? And what we're going to do is just have a look at what Spirit has to say. And I'll just let you know that I am a medium, so I bring through messages from Spirit. So it may not be always exactly as the card. I just bring through whatever messages I receive. With this Divine Physician here, I feel like for you, you're gaining, well, this card talks about gaining healing. This could talk about you receiving healing at this time, or you going through a period of healing, or it could be that you are moving into the role of a healer and healing others, or teaching others about healing. I'm also getting the sense here about spreading spiritual knowledge. So I feel like for a lot of you, you're expanding your awareness about spirituality, and you'll be sharing this with your community, with people around you. And I see your heart opening, and I see you being much more connected with your higher self and your higher learning. I want to say there's a lot of learning here for you, and higher learning, and your spirit guides and angels are working with you at this time to assist you in expanding that consciousness and that awareness. And I'm also hearing to bring you into constant harmony. What do they mean by constant harmony? Harmony within self and harmony within your connections around you. I do see, like, for someone watching, I am seeing like a circle of people. Now when when Spirit shows me this, I get this sense of like you being like in groups. So I don't know whether you're going to attending groups, or whether you're going to be teaching or facilitating a group in some way, but I am seeing that for someone here. I do see here there is I do see this blossoming here for you as well in regards to your spiritual knowledge. I do see here there's like a connection with nature as well. And I feel like you being outside is very healing for you. And I feel like, I get this sense of being with others outside as well. So just take what messages resonate. Do not try to make it fit, okay? Because I do get little bits for different people, or all of it may fit, okay? I just have to mention that. What else do I see here? Some of you may have a connection with Jesus, or resonate with Jesus, or you may do healing with Jesus, or you might have recently called Jesus in. Or this could mean that you're aligning with the Christ consciousness. This could also indicate that you are coming into the energy of self-compassion as well as compassion for others. I do see a lot of clear skies ahead too for you. So if you've been wondering if clarity is coming in, it is. I see that for some of you watching, like you can see, I guess, the steps ahead for you. I do feel like you are on the right path. I really do, because you are coming to this spiritual knowledge, this spiritual understanding and awareness. And but there is something around the clarity. But what I'm hearing for Spirit is that they're showing me one step at a time, one step at a time. So I feel like for you, it's going to be one step at a time. Things will be revealed. I'm also hearing there is an energy here for someone that you're going to have a very, very deep understanding of spirituality. And if you had all of that knowledge downloaded to you right now, it would probably overload your system energetically, physically, and even mentally. It could cause a lot of mental turbulence and mental health issues if you were to, because I get this sense for somebody watching that there's this urgency for information, but they're saying if it has to be integrated in steps, otherwise your system would be overloaded and could even cause mental health issues if that veil, because your potential, for who I'm talking to here, your potential and your spiritual knowledge, your soul evolution is quite advanced, but still, I guess, a part of your physicality here and your experience here still needs to open up to that, if you know what I mean. And so slowly, I guess, Spirit's pulling back that curtain, but if they pulled it back straight away, it would probably overload you. So just remember that. All right, let's have a look at the next card, because we've got a lot of cards here. We have focus on your priorities. Where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling to you, which may produce a feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and attention they and you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you feel better and more confident. So for you at this time, focus on those steps forward. Focus on, and again, you can see here this light. And I feel like that's the steps, is okay, this becomes clear to me, I take that step. This becomes clear to me, I then take another step. And focusing on those steps and what you're being called to do. I do feel like there's a lot of spiritual energy within this group, because again, there's this purple card. And I feel that sense of, perhaps for a lot of you watching, you do have a spiritual purpose. But, you know, definitely this is a heart-led, spiritual-led group. And I see you just focusing on that one step and focus your energy there. And that's what's going to lead you in the direction that your soul has planned, that you've planned before you've incarnated. And you know, you're definitely on track to purpose, right? You're on your purposeful golden path, I want to say. But I feel like for some of you, it's not like you've actually particularly know what that is. You may have some ideas around it. You may be getting some visions, some downloads around that. But you may not be able to see exactly in its full form what it is yet, because it's an evolving process. It's an unwinding. It's a, you know, as I said, the veil is being lifted bit by bit, and you'll come to understand more and more as you go. And there's a lot of trust here. Queen of Pentacles, lovely. So you really are creating your own empire here, your own sense of stability and physical reality. And I do see you nurturing as well, growth in others. I feel like you'll be leading others through what you've learnt as well along the way, or you're just going to be inspiring to others. I feel like the direction that you're moving in and the empowerment that you're gaining, it's going to really it's going to activate people around you, and it's going to inspire other people around you from how you've grown and the beautiful blossoming of you, and people are going to really notice that. And being the Queen of Pentacles as well, I feel like you're the space that you're either in or that you're coming into is one of comfort and feeling really content and having the resources around you that you need. And I'm hearing that everything that you need is going to come as needed. Now this message here is in regards to, say if you're watching this and you're like, okay, well, I'm not sure how this is going to happen or how that's going to happen. That's that clarity there. Spirit's saying just know that you're being looked after as you take each step. The resources you need will be there. Please don't worry. And before you know it, you will be this Queen of Pentacles if you aren't already. And you'll be looking after yourself, your family, your community, and you will be really inspiring people. And you know, I do see, I have to point out, I do see a lot of animals here and a lot of connection with nature. And I feel like I mentioned nature in the first card here. So you could be even helping the animals or just sending your love to Earth. There's this connection with Earth. There's this nurturing energy as well. Perhaps you could be a mother or a father and have a very nurturing energy around you. You may be part of some of your purpose. Part of your purpose could be leading your community in some way, or teaching people about nature, about products, about consumption, about... Or it could be in family, you know, you nurturing and bringing your family into a new way of being, and showing others how to do that. I don't know. This is just Spirit downloading some ideas here for me, but take what resonates. There is this you do have a focus around community or family. Or it could even be animals, because I do see that. For some of you, you may get a lot of messages through animals. And Spirit's saying that there's actually a message coming in for you very soon. All right? So there's a message coming soon. Keep your eyes out. When I say that, this could be in regards to your guide sending you a message. So be really aware of what surrounds you, because it could come through birds or animals. Just really be aware of what is, be in the present as much as you can, so that you can see that those guidances. Like and it'll stick out to you, okay? It'll stick out to you. It'll be something quite significant. And, you know, this will be a confirmation for you, or it'll let you know what step to take. But, yeah, just keep your eyes out, because I do see Spirit has a message coming in for you. For someone, like, it could be a actual physical message, and they're really drawing me to the birds, which could mean communication from someone. This could be a text, an email, or a phone. And they're also showing me paperwork. So for some of you, there's paperwork coming. I'm even seeing a contract. You may be collaborating with some other people, and there could be a contract here that will be coming in. And I do see that. I do see this quite working out for you, and I do see, like, there's this sense of feeling really, there's a lot of harmony within this collaboration and within this group, or whatever it is that you are taking part in. I don't know why I'm hearing land care, which here in Australia, I don't know if it's all over the world, but I believe it's where they look after the land, and they, you know, might plant trees and things like that. So someone watching you could be connected with that sort of thing, or you could be going out and salvaging. I don't know why that word's coming to me, but looking after the land and looking after the animals in some way. Please just take what resonates. The next card we have here is I don't know these cards, guys, so I'm just going to intuit this one. But to me, I'm seeing, again, that sense of loyalty here with the crown. And I'm seeing people here listening to this person. So I do get this sense for a lot of you, you will be working with the community in some way and teaching others or showing others the way. People are going to be inspired by you. People are going to be coming to you asking questions. I see you taking leadership. You are a leader, and yeah, I see you really taking on a leadership role and helping others in whatever capacity that may be. Even if that is leading some sort of group in regards to in regards to helping the land or sending energy to the land. I don't know. There's something about land as well. Just seeing if there's any other messages. No. The next card you have here is the Mildew Fairy. This says clean up time. So what I'm feeling with this clean up time card is clean up anything on your path that is not in alignment with, doesn't serve you anymore. And what Spirit's pointing me out to as well, we do have 5 on this card, and then you got 1 5. So that's a 5 1 5, meaning there are changes here occurring in your life, and they are, all the changes that are occurring is moving you in a direction to what it is that you are wanting to manifest, or what your sort of soul's path is. And so with this Mildew Fairy, I have to point out, like mildew, right? When you think of mildew, that's sort of like a sticky sort of, it's maybe a little challenging to get rid of. I don't know, that's what I think of. It's sort of like tacky, and so I feel like there could be a digging deep here to move something. That could be where these healings coming in. Perhaps for some time, for some of you, this could be like more of a past energy, where for some time there's been some sticky aspects that have been really, I guess, challenging to let go of, or patterns, emotions. You know, this could come back to the Akashic records, but you're finally cleaning that up. You're finally letting that go. And that's what's giving you the power now to lead and help others and move in the direction that your heart's calling you in. Yeah. There's also a message here about like cleaning up, you know, any lingering mess. So, you know, that could be emotional, physical, mental. Anything that, you know, that just clears and opens the way much more for you. I'm hearing attracting, okay? Attracting, you cleaning up, it's going to attract more positive energy towards you as well. They're actually showing me cleaning. So, I don't know, some of you might be cleaning your environment, or they're just saying to bring in some fresh energy. They're also saying, I don't know, I'm hearing fresh perspective as well. It's going to allow for a fresh perspective. So yeah, just if there's anything, any area of your life that needs cleaning up, I feel like that's just guidance. But for some of you, I feel like this is just a message about, okay, you've been doing that, and this is where it's leading you into this leadership role, into this teaching role. If you believe. I feel like this is talking about, you know, focusing on trust and faith, knowing that, you know, each step that you take is the right path, is the right decision. I really feel like you are right on path, and I feel like it's just about you believing in yourself and knowing that, that you can trust. That you can trust your intuition, that you can trust the unfolding that is happening within your life, and trust the changes and where they're leading you. Yeah, because these changes are leading you out of some sticky situations, or, you know, some situations where you couldn't fully express yourself or be in this Queen of Pentacles energy. Like you can see this green, which green talks about the heart chakra, right? And, you know, being in the heart chakra is this beautiful, when I think of heart as well, I feel like freedom, you know, freedom, because being in that heart space is expansion, and it's connectedness, feeling connected, feeling tuned in, right? Tapped on. And so moving away from anything that's been, you know, a sticky situation in your life moves you into that beautiful energy. And this is you, okay? Male or female. All right, we have initiation by water. Interesting. Okay, let me just tap into this one a little further. Again, it's interesting. Again, we have 2 and 3, which is 5. So there is a lot of changes occurring in your life, whether these be physical or whether they be in more of a ethereal state, like energetically, especially with the healer card here. A lot might be taking place behind the scenes, and it's connecting you again with that heart space, which we're talking about here. And it's aligning you to your higher consciousness, which we were talking about in the beginning. And I want to say too, Spirit's showing me this circle, and I'm hearing like strengthening your aura. So your aura is becoming very strong and very powerful in the way that it's like, because you're raising your consciousness higher, lower energies are no longer going to affect you like they may have in the past, because they're going to be repelled by that. They're going to be, not repelled is probably not the right word. It's like they don't see you even, right? Because it's just, when you're clearing a lot of this, you know, lower energies, right? You're not attracting those lower energies. And when your aura is strong, nothing can come in. Even if these people or these energies are nearby, they can't infiltrate you. They can't affect you. They can't drag your energy, because you're strengthening your aura, and it's clearing it, and it's any holes and tears and areas in your aura that may have been there from trauma in the past. You know, those being strengthened and healed. You know, nothing can get in. And so this allows you to keep moving forwards on your path without distraction, without interference. So for some of you may have had a little bit of interference, whether this is spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally. But that is coming into resolution. I see for some of you as well, your clairsentience, or you could be becoming more empathic, feeling energy more. I also see that your emotions are going to be coming into balance, harmonizing, and I feel like I was talking about that with the first card. For some of you, meditating near water may be helpful at this time as well. And they're saying to me, keep grounded. Like, remember to keep grounded, because grounding is always going to keep your aura strong. Grounding is going to keep you purified. And because they're saying even though your aura is strong, it's like maintaining that strength by being in nature. You could even cleanse in water as well. you're going to be getting a lot more downloads, okay? A lot more insight coming in, spiritual insight, spiritual knowledge. And we're talking about that in the first card. But look at that information. Look at that connection that you have. Beautiful energy here. The next card I have here for you is align your universe. Number 1, right? Leadership. Navigate distractions. Okay, and I was just talking about distractions that could have been on your path, either mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, that they're going to be moving out. And here we do. We have navigate distractions, align your universe. So as long as you remain aligned with your higher self, your higher consciousness, you keep your energy clear, you keep your energy balanced, you keep yourself strong by being in nature, and you know, in alignment with whatever you're doing. Keep on path, keep up whatever you're doing, because whilst you're in that alignment and in that, you're in your strength, and you will be able to navigate any distractions or interference, I want to say. Another message I am getting here about the distractions, these physical distractions that could be in regards to, you know, things that you may enjoy, like, you know, this could be, you know, things that you do in your everyday life to sort of, I guess, escape reality for a bit. You know, this could be watching TV, social media. I know all these things are okay to do, but if it's taking you away from what you are focusing on right now, then perhaps you need to have a look at how much time you're putting into those pursuits. And focus on those priorities here. Also, what I'm hearing from Spirit is just to be mindful about what it is that you're consuming in the way of what you're watching, and because it will infiltrate into your energy system. So just be mindful that if you watch anything that's kind of like in a lower vibration, or because you're becoming much more sensitive spiritually, things can affect you more. So especially if you're quite empathic, you may absorb those emotions and absorb that energy that you're reading, that you're watching on social media, on TV, like movies, anything like that. So if you do watch anything that is of a lower content, a lower vibration, remember to cleanse your energy afterwards, because that could sort of like cloud your vision. Okay, we have nutrition. So I feel like straight away when I see this card, it's about you eating good food, because your energy is heightening. So therefore, eating much more natural foods, fruit, vegetables, beautiful water, it's going to help keep you in that alignment, keep your energy nice and clear, so that you can go about your day with much more ease and grace, because I do feel like what you eat may affect you energetically. And so for some of you, you might want to do some classes, or you might want to do some learning around food and what food, how to cook certain meals that are more healthy, or just looking at your own nutrition. For some of you, you may do something in regards to, you may work in the area of nutrition, you might be helping others in the area of nutrition. Please take what resonates here. But I do feel like there is this focusing on more natural foods. Try and make that a priority over other foods, because that's going to help your energy throughout the day and help you with whatever healing that you're going through, or the content that you're bringing through, if you are leading others spiritually in some way. For some of you, you may heal others through the food that you cook. Okay, let's have a look at the next message. We have hesitation. Okay, so some of you are hesitating. It says, while it is often wise to look before you leap, your hesitation in the present situation is simply slowing you down. It's time to take action, move forwards with confidence, and your courage will be rewarded. Yes, it definitely will be, because you've got this Queen of Pentacles energy here. And you just need to believe. You need to believe in yourself. Because these distractions here, you know, perhaps they're in your way because you are hesitating, all right? And it could be coming down to this belief system. So healing that belief system and knowing that you are worthy, knowing that you have got what it takes, knowing that you are good enough to take whatever step, to sign, to collaborate, or to join forces with somebody or a particular opportunity. Okay, do not make this fit. You'll know in your intuition. Please follow your own intuition, all right? Always follow your own intuition. So don't let hesitation get in the way. Again, definitely connection with nature, you guys. Like, it's very, very healing, very, very helpful for you with this card here. And what else am I getting? Stay focused on your passions, and your passion's going to free you, I'm hearing. And I'm hearing like setting roots as well. So this could be you setting physical roots somewhere, or this could be more on like you setting roots in regards to your own advancement, your own spiritual evolvement. I don't know if I said that right. The reason why I'm sort of pausing is because I'm getting an energy, Spirit's bringing through an energy, and so I'm just tapping into that energy here, because I do, like, I'm feeling a solar plexus sort of like, and now I'm wanting to take a deep breath. So, all right, I get the message. So they're talking about you coming into stillness, coming into setting roots with the earth. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Spirit, for clarifying that. So they're wanting you to set roots with the earth, and make sure you do this every single day, and maybe perhaps even a couple of times a day, whenever you may feel like you're a little bit ungrounded, all right? Sometimes I feel like most of you will know this, but, you know, if you're feeling a little bit spaced out, a little bit giddy, feeling like, you know, things are a little bit blurry in your vision, or feeling like you're feeling everything around you, okay, these are really good indications that perhaps you're not grounded. So come back to grounding yourself, and this will help you to feel, and I'm hearing feel more certain, all right, and help you to believe in yourself more, to take those grounded steps, right, to focus on the priorities that you have. And like be in this determination, right? With the horns there. I'm just seeing if there's any other messages for you. That's all I'm getting with that card here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle the Divine Feminine Oracle. So we'll get a message from your feminine, and then we'll get a message from the Divine Masculine within you, whether you're male or female watching, and that will help give you some more guidance. All right, Divine Feminine, what messages do you have? the Black Madonna, Our Lady of the Hermits. I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. And that's what you've been doing. That's what you're doing. That's the healing that's taking place here. And you're healing that divine feminine within. I was talking about earlier, I think that some of you have a purpose with your family. And, you know, you see a baby here. This could also be you giving birth to a project. But you can see that she, to me, looks like a leader. She is somebody who is strong and knows her worth. So there's, again, there's that energy of knowing yourself and believing in yourself. And, you know, you have that power to transform pain. And therefore, that's what you have to give to others as well in healing others, if that is aligned with you being a healer. Otherwise, it could also mean that you are growing into with that higher consciousness, you're growing into more love of self and love of others. Let's have a look at the Divine Masculine. We have Silent Flow. Wonderful. I love this. So this is talking about allowing and flow and movement as well. I feel like you are moving, but it's about flowing. It's not about pushing or making things happen. There's this just movement, flow. And as you move and as you flow, you come into more love, you come into more healing, and you come into more growth. And that you are flowing in the right direction. And, you know, you are taking the action on what it is that you are feeling guided towards taking. Let's see if there's any other messages here. I also get, again, that message of strength. So you're a very, very strong soul, okay? You could be somebody who's endured quite a lot on your path. But whatever you have experienced is growing you. And you are going to, with this higher level of consciousness that's coming in, and you're beginning to understand, you're really going to really come into a lot of honor for yourself and your path, and feel the sacredness of it. And you're going to share this with people around you, with your community. Or people are going to just see that change and be inspired by that, as I was saying in the beginning. I also want to say, I just have to point out, and it's not the case, right? But when I looked here, I got that feeling of being grabbed in the legs. But it looks like he's strong and he's able to move still. So for some of you, if you're feeling any restriction in any way, just know that you have that strength, and just to go with the flow at this point in time. And more you'll come, the clarity will come in for you. Just focus on your task ahead, and as I said in the beginning, everything is going to unravel in the best way for you. Definitely. Okay, let's get another message from these moon cards here. Yeah, I do feel like for some of you, you are feeling a little bit restricted at this time. just because we have hold your vision and your hard work is paying off. So, you know, as I said, I got that feeling of, even though this is his knee, his sort of leg armor, but I got that feeling of like trying to tread through water and being pulled, like somebody grabbing the legs. And the reason why Spirit was showing me that is because for some of you watching, you know, perhaps that's what you feel like. You know, you're transforming, you're changing, you're evolving, and perhaps there's a lot going on within your energy, but perhaps you're not seeing it all, and it just feels like you're sort of moving, you know, against the tide here, and but things are going to pay off for you. Spirit's saying hold your vision, okay? Keep fixed, keep yourself focused on the next task ahead, because your hard work is definitely paying off here with the new moon in Capricorn. And you know, you just keep taking those steps. And I think, if I wasn't wrong, where's that card? That looks a little bit, this card here looks a bit like that. Oh, that's funny, I can't find it now. With the horns, right? And perhaps you are like, you are growing deep roots of stability, right? And you're bringing it into fruition. So focus on your passions, like I was saying. Focus, hold your vision on what you're wanting, and it will pay off. It's going to come in for you. Emotions are running high, okay? If you have emotions that are running high, if there's conflict, drama within you, with outside of you, okay, this is coming up for you to transform and release and come into more love of self and others, and it's growing you. This could also be this to let you know that perhaps emotions may come to the surface very soon. This could also be like a little bit of a just a heads up that, you know, things are going to be maybe a little bit more intense before they get easier. But just keep holding your vision no matter what is going on or what happens. Keep yourself focused, keep yourself taking those steps, okay? Because you are definitely going through a lot of growth, and it is all going to pay off here in the end. All right, so that's the messages I have for you, group number 1. Thank you so much for watching, and I send you so much love. Bye for now. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your reading. Apologies for the lighting at the moment. One of my light bulbs, the lights where the bulb goes in has broken, so some of my lighting is not so great, but just wanted to let you know, apologies for that. But let's have a look at what your reading is. So what, whether you're on the right path or not, what messages and guidance Spirit has for you. You chose the Queen of Forces. You know, I'm getting with this card that it's like you have a manifestation ability. You have a way of working with energy, and you have a way of working with the forces. Okay, whether this be the shadow, whether this be the light, you have a way of working with energy, manipulating energy, working with the elements. I don't know why it's coming to my mind is some of you may work with witchcraft, spells. If not, this is just saying that you are able to create your vision. You are able to, you know, manifest. You have a great manifesting ability. So I feel like for those of you watching here that you are working on some goals and projects, and I feel like you are, there's also an energy here of balancing, being able to balance your emotions and your energy so that you can come into alignment to manifest those projects or interesting enough, like there's this jumbled energy. I don't know, perhaps some of you, I'm getting the feeling some of you are maybe juggling quite a lot of tasks, just because my speech is becoming jumbled Oh my goodness. Okay, Spirit, I got the message. For some of you, you've got a lot of tasks that you're trying to manifest, and perhaps it's sort of overloading things a little bit. Perhaps maybe you could kind of focus more in one area or on just a couple of particular areas so that you're not overloading yourself, so that you're not, you know, because otherwise, you know, energy is splintered off into different areas, and so it may take more time for something to come into manifestation because your energy is sort of everywhere, where if you focus your energy in a more particular area of one or two, then it allows that that force to be much more stronger than if it is you know, in many different areas at once. Please take what resonates. It's a general reading, don't make anything fit. All right, you have here, ask for your needs to be met. God and the angels can come to your aid only if you make a free will choice to be helped, and it begins with asking. It doesn't matter how you ask God for help, but only that you do so. The same holds true with clearly asking other people to assist you. Okay, for some of you, right, I was talking about there's a lot of tasks, a lot of energy, perhaps you've got a lot of responsibilities, and here I feel like this is talking about where can you get help so that you're not focusing your energy on so many different areas. Ask your angels, ask your spirit guides if they can help you energetically to bring you to the right people and places that can give you that support, or ask for people around you if you can, if it's available, to support you, and just to take off that stress a little bit, to take off that you know, those too many tasks that you've got focused on, because, you know, as I said, you're a really good manifester, and, you know, if you didn't have so much pressure on you, on your shoulders, I want to say you'd be able to kind of like just move really quickly in the direction that you're desiring. But perhaps, you know, you're feeling a little bit overburdened, some of you at this point in time, or this could just be asking for clarity, asking for help in order to what area to focus on. For this is another message for another group of you watching, that this could be in regards to you not kind of sure what exactly to focus on, what exactly is my path, I'm hearing. All right, do I dabble in this? Do I dabble in that? Like, because perhaps you've got a lot of ideas, you've got a lot of creative potential, you've got a lot of energy, and perhaps you've got a lot, you know, those ideas, you're like, okay, I could do this, I can do that, but you're like, okay, what? But so come back into stillness, ask your angels, ask your guides, okay, or ask your higher self, your soul, right? What is my path? What is the choice here? What should I focus my energy on that's going to give me the outcome that I desire here? Yeah. And I want to say, for those of you who are resonating with having a lot of ideas, perhaps these ideas are coming up, for you to see what inspires you, what you feel is right, so you could just try the different things, but it also could be coming up as you having insight into future, what you might be dabbling into in the future. So I want to say, perhaps you can park it, is my term. So write it down, you know, journal it, and that way you've put it down, it's out of your mind, right? Okay, I've got all these ideas. That's what I do. I'll put these different ideas in, and that way when it comes up in the future, you can revisit it when it's the right timing. Because remember, Spirit doesn't really have timing, so we can get all these visions and ideas and downloads from Spirit, right? But it may not all be for right now. And if you overload yourself with all of that, perhaps that can get in the way of you really focusing on the tasks that's really, really advised for you now, or, you know, the best direction for you right now. So, you know, write it down, get it out of your mind so that you can feel at ease, and then focus on the task that is most aligned for you at this time and of most benefit for you at this time. And if there is several of those that you feel like work in that category, ask your angels and spirit for help in which one's going to be most beneficial for you. Okay, let's have a look at the next card here. We have the Ghost of the Pumpkin Patch. Count your blessings. Okay, so I feel like with this card here, and we do have the number 1, and I feel like, so I'm going to say you are on path, okay? I do just, there's some things to work out here in regards to balancing your life a bit, but you are on the right path here. And to count your blessings, I feel like this is just about really looking at what you've got, and what I'm hearing from spirit mostly here is that you have a lot of potential, and to really your gifts and your ability to bring through ideas and to channel and download information like you can is a blessing. It is and perhaps this could be part of your purpose in some way, part of your path in some way. For some of you, it may even be channeled in helping others, because you're able to bring through that sort of ideas on how to, this could be in any particular area of life, right? Because this is a general reading, but you know, you may be able to help people in different areas because you're able to, you've got so many different ideas. I see you guys as people who are really multi-dimensional, very I have the ability to mingle with different walks of life, or to be able to work in many different areas, because I just feel like you have a big skill set as well. And I feel like you are somebody who's, you know, you're very, some of you may have a very high intelligence, but I do see that you have a lot of potential as in regards to your own tools that you have in regards to what you can bring to life, what you can do on this physical plane, and you know, having that divine mind that's connected and always able to bring through ideas and you know, direction into your life is a really, really good thing. So Spirit just wants to point out that, you know, this is a blessing and this is a part of you. So embrace that this is a part of you, and bring it into balance. And like I said, you know, perhaps just parking some of the things that come up so that you can have more clarity and more sense of strength, rather than being scattered in your energy. Yeah. The next card we have here from the Happy Tarot is the Nine of Pentacles. Beautiful. So this again talks about your independence. For some of you, you could be entrepreneurs, working for yourself, got your own business. You are running the show here, I see. Again, if you're not doing that, I see that you've got a lot of potential to do that, right? And I feel like definitely independence is part of your path here. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I don't know why, but suddenly I'm starting to feel tired. So for some of you, you may be experiencing a bit of tiredness. And it could be because of those of you who are watching that relate to being a little bit overloaded with too many tasks and things. Perhaps it is because you're independent. Perhaps you are like a single parent, or perhaps you are just somebody with a lot of responsibility. You're doing a lot of things on your own, like we're talking about, and you know, that's causing you to feel a lot of tiredness. And being that I've set it on the count your blessings as well, and I can see like all this fruit behind her, and the Pentacles as well. It's like right behind her is all these blessings. So, you know, you are sitting on a lot of potential, and also you have a lot around you to be thankful for, and to focus on that as well. Focus on the present as well, and enjoying what you do have, and enjoy what's unfolding and manifesting for you right now, and not get carried away with other things too much. To remember to come back to that present moment and enjoy what life is giving you here, because I do get that sense here that there is a lot around you to be grateful for. The next card we have from the Happy Tarot is I think this might be the Knight of Swords. I could be wrong because I'm not sure how to read these cards for the tarot meaning, but I will intuit them anyway. So with this card here, I get the sense of you, again, okay, this is talking about the clarity in direction, because remember I said to you, I get that feeling of needing balance, right? And balancing the forces within you as well. And here we have that sword energy, and swords talk about, you know, it can talk about being clear, communicating, expressing, and you know, this talks about the divine mind. Okay, so again, it's getting clear about your priorities, clear about what you want to focus on now in the present moment, and not getting too caught up in having too much going on around you, or whether this be that you've got a lot of ideas. It's like getting, okay, let's cut to the chase here and let's work out which one's going to be the most benefit now. I have to point out here, for some of you watching, this won't be for everybody, but you could be trying to balance the forces within. So this could be like the part of you that may be doubting yourself, may not be feeling worthy or good enough, and the other side of you that feels really powerful and happy. So you may be, there may be like an inner struggle here with the forces within you, like good guy, bad guy sort of energy within your mind. And I feel like this card's just saying, you know, bring that into balance and into harmony, and get on top of that so that it's not going to affect you. And the way that you can do that is by getting in the present moment, coming back to what's in your moment now that you can focus on, that gives you the most relief and helps you to feel happy and most positive. We have the Ace of Cups here, beautiful. And another one. So we've got 1 and 1, and I thought there was another one. So we've got 2 ones here. So definitely you're on path, all right? It's just you getting yourself balanced, getting your life in order, and, you know, getting some sort of harmony here so that you're not overloaded. And with this Ace of Cups here, I feel like there is this sense of I'm seeing the fishes as well. So I see this as money, like prosperity, and it's going to be very it's going to bring in a lot of contentment for you, a lot of happiness for you, and help you to feel more fulfilled. Let me get the other tarot card that came out here. We've got the 3 of Cups. Yes, okay. So what I'm getting here is that for some of you, there is this, something's coming in for you, and this is something new. This could be a new experience. This could be a new love. This could be a new offer that's being made to you that's really going to help you to feel like you have some freedom. Okay, right. It's coming clearer to me. So this is for those of you who are feeling overloaded, feeling like you've taken on a lot of responsibility. I see here that there could be somebody coming in that's going to actually offer their heart to you, their help to you, their support to you. And this is going to be, it's going to be, you're going to be celebrating this. You're going to be feeling like you finally got people on your side, or feel like you finally got support on your side. So this could even be just an offer of support that's coming in from you, and it's a blessing, right, from Spirit, so that you're not so overloaded. For others of you, there's money coming in as well, as I said before, that's going to free up some things. So perhaps you might be able to delegate tasks, or pay someone to do some things, like you could get a cleaner in or something like that. I don't know, just take what resonates here, but you may be able to delegate tasks with the extra money that's coming in, so that you can focus on what you're really wanting to do. I also get the message here of like connecting with other people, right? Connecting with, perhaps you might want to join a, you know, a group with like-minded people, or people who are sort of in the same area of work, or the same area of like stage of life as you, and this will help you to feel connected, and feel aligned, and feel supported. And yeah, because especially if you're very independent, like I do see all these single energies here, and so I feel like for you there's this wanting of community, wanting of people around you, and feeling connected in some way, and supported. And I'm just seeing if there's any messages. That's why I've gone silent here. I'm just going to keep going. All right, so we've got open intuition, seek clarification. Okay. I feel like this is talking about what I was talking about back here, about for those of you who are not sure, like, okay, I've got all these ideas, which one do I focus on the most? This is like, open your intuition, seek that clarification within, you know, start asking the questions, ask Spirit for help. Which of these ideas are going to be most fruitful for me? Which one's going to give me the most contentment here? Is going to life? Which one is going to lead me to, you know, the connections that I desire? Unplug from mass consciousness. Okay. I want to point out as well, we do have, so now we've got 1, 1, and 1, 1, 1. So you could be getting 11, 11s, 1, 1, 1s, and this could be a very good indication that you're on path, and also to take responsibility, I'm hearing, of your life as well, to really steer. Spirit showing me like the Chariot, okay? And so like really steering and controlling the forces within, and steering your life in the direction of positive momentum. There's this, yeah, taking responsibility of self, and moving in the direction that you desire. Because you're very powerful. You have a very strong intuition here, very strong knowing. So let your gut lead the way here. Don't let the duality get in the way. With this unplug from mass consciousness, this could talk about, I'm hearing like two things with this. One, for some of you, there is this, I guess, this need to unplug from the consciousness around you, from the matrix, from these ideals that perhaps you're holding on to about how you should be, or what's right or wrong, or, you know, perhaps for some of you, you've got some ideas that you want to bring through, but you're allowing the like the majority consciousness of society to get in the way of what you're wanting to manifest here. That could be for someone watching. But this also can mean, I feel like, taking time to unplug from everything around you and come back to self and come back to your intuition, because perhaps you might distract yourself at times from your path with the energy of the main collective. Another messages I'm getting is that you know, for some of you are already unplugging, okay? You're moving away from the mass consciousness, and you're moving on your own independent path. Actually, I feel like all of you are on your own independent path here. So keep following that, especially with all the ones. I'm hearing like you're a force to be reckoned with. You just need to balance your energies and focus on a particular path, right? Not to get too caught up in duality, which is the duality of the, you know, the matrix, and to focus your energy on, oops, I just knocked the light, on the area that is most aligned for you. I hope I'm making sense, but because the energy, like, as I said, like, I'm very empathic, so I can feel the energy. So it can come through the way that I share the messages as well. But let's get to the next card. All right. So what do we have here? Oh, this is nice. And if I'm correct, this looks like it's the Seven of Earth, the Seven of Pentacles. So there could be some here, I guess, waiting for things to grow and transform. And we've got the snake, which has been pointed out to me, and it's curled around the solar plexus here. And that was the solar plexus energy, if I'm not wrong, because sometimes I forget because I'm channeling messages. I feel like that it was the solar plexus was showing up here for me just earlier. And so this is the center of your personal power and your will, okay? So again, this is talking about aligning with your will and moving in the direction of that. And you here, there's this higher consciousness, and bringing in this higher consciousness deep into your being and moving ahead on your path and transforming yourself and transforming your path and really manifesting your hopes, your desires, your dreams. And I do feel like for a lot of you, there's a lot that you want to manifest. There's a lot of material, I guess, material, I don't know what you want to call it, but material items, material possessions is the word. Thank you, Spirit. Material possessions that you're wanting to attain here. But you're also wanting to feel emotionally secure as well. You're wanting to feel a sense of contentment as well, right? Meditating could be a message here as well, okay? So when things feel like a little bit too chaotic in energy, it's a little bit overloaded or dualistic in any way, or whether this is, you know, all the ideas that we're talking about, you know, coming back into self, coming back into alignment, connecting with the earth, yoga, meditation, whatever it is that you like to do that helps you to clear that mind away, you know, because with that Jewel card, you know, perhaps the mind can get in the way sometimes. And so coming back into this energy here is going to align you with your will. All right. Perhaps you could even in meditation ask yourself, what is aligned with my will? Because you have the ability to do that. All right. Group number 2, you have the ability, because we've got open intuition. And look, you know, like I'm seeing here, this intuitive energy again. And so you definitely have the ability. Your intuition's opening, it's deepening, it's getting stronger. It's just about connecting. It's just about making the intention to connect. And, you know, with this unplugging, it just makes me feel like for some of you, this dualism that's happening as well could be you moving away from that collective consciousness into your independent energy. And, you know, sometimes when you first start to do that, right, you know, the older energies can still try and sort of, I guess, try and get a handle or a hold of you. But, you know, it's coming back. Just come back to center, come back to self, come back to alignment, you know, and you will definitely see the way. Be assertive. You know, I heard you have the key, all right? You have the key to your desires and your manifestations. And as I said, you have a great manifesting ability, and you do have a lot of desires. And so, you know, don't be apologetic in what you want and what you desire. You know, there is no written rule here. And, you know, you are deserving of prosperity. You are deserving of the possessions that you want. You know, you can have it, and be assertive about that. Know that you deserve that. And, you know, it's okay to want that. That's what I'm getting the message with this. And, you know, don't be afraid to reveal who you are as well, because I do see this mask here. And so I feel like don't be afraid to be who you are. And also that perhaps you're beginning to come into more understanding of who you are. That could be another message here as well. Happiness. Share your happiness. Smile, laugh out loud, and celebrate. You will lift the spirits of those around you. So look at that. And that's the people around you. This is the celebration. This is the happiness. So share your happiness with others. Share your abundance with others. And you know, they will share it with you, and you will inspire other people as well. You're definitely sitting on a lot of potential here. I see you as being quite wealthy. Yeah. All right, we have music. Your connection to music is healing for yourself as others. So this could be, you could be somebody who plays music. Music may be very healing for you. This could be part of your path. But music in general is talking about as well is like playing your own tune. It's you creating your own masterpiece, and that's what you're doing. And music, I feel like, could be very inspiring to you and uplifting to you. And so if you're wanting to unplug from the mass consciousness, perhaps you could find some music that helps you to unplug as well. Sorry, I knocked the tripod. Okay. I just wanted to check here, because I do feel like for some of you there's that dualistic nature, or that dual energy happening here, and a spirit brought out the sun. Okay, so this is just it's like illumination here, and because I feel like for some of you, I'm just getting this vibe, right? For some of you, could be in the early stages of awakening, and sometimes when you're in that early stage, or most of the time, you're still in a little bit of conflict between the old and the new, or the collective energy of society, and then, you know, the spiritual energy of what you're wanting to co-create. And, you know, Spirit's saying that with this Sun card, that it's just this dualism that's happening is it's normal, and it's lighting the way here, and it's helping you with your understanding and with your growth. And it's very positive for you. It's going to turn out very positive for you, so don't worry. I don't know why I'm hearing be unapologetically you is what I'm hearing. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a masculine and a feminine energy card to see what your masculine and feminine energies want to impart, and then I will get a Monology card. So first we'll start with the Divine Feminine. So Divine Feminine, what message do you have for number 2? Okay, you got Bridget, the goddess of the eternal flame. I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. Yes, and that's that Sun card here, right? You're coming into more light. You're coming into more understanding of who you are. You're unplugging from this mass consciousness here, and you're coming into more love. And you are opening your intuition here, and you're seeing the blessings that are all around you. You're coming back into balance in your life, and there's the Sun card, right? So your light is growing brighter, and we're talking also about which I just have to bring in as well. Ooh. I'm just like knocking everything about. I'm so sorry, guys. But here we were talking about your divine will being transformed, right? You coming into much more confidence. You coming into self-worth. You knowing your direction. That's all coming, right? You are on path. You're moving in that direction. Definitely. And your light is growing so much. I'm going to leave these cards in the picture for you. All right, let's get a card from the Divine Masculine, or the Masculine. Well, these are the Gods and Titans cards. Let's see what the masculine energy wants to say. All right, so we've got Achilles, confidence. I love the synchronicity here. Right? And I was talking about you guys being powerful manifestors. You're going to see a lot of synchronicities coming into your life if you haven't already. And I do feel like for some of you watching, you know, you're sort of going through this spiritual awakening journey as well. I can't fit that one in at the moment. But, you know, here you are becoming more of your light. You're growing brighter. You're ascending, and you're growing into more confidence here with that Sun energy. You're growing your intuition. So keep moving in the direction, keep moving forwards. And you know, with this sword here, the swords talk about truth. You're coming in to know more truth about you know, the matrix, about life around you. You're starting to learn things that you didn't realize. You know, this is all coming into awareness, or even parts of yourself. And, you know, perhaps at times for some of you, you may, you know, struggle between that, but it's all to help you, and it's all growing you, and it's all going to be very fruitful for you, definitely. I feel like for a majority of you watching, like as soon as you get focused on your path, as soon as you learn to balance your energies and to really be focused in and not scattered your energy, you're going to be manifesting so quickly. Like I can just see it being very easy for you. So that is amazing, right? Amazing. All right, last messages for you. In the Moonology cards. One, two, and three. All right, the first card we have is don't let pride get in your way, full moon in Leo. The second message is confidence is your key to success. Oh my goodness. And your commitment is being tested. Yeah, especially for those of you who resonate with having so many responsibilities. Yeah, you can do it. You can get through this. You have the courage. Like with this card, with the lion coming through, you know, the lion's all about courage. The lion is also, you know, this also talks about that sun energy, the Leo energy. All right. And I don't know if that's, I don't know if the sun's a Leo energy. I don't know why I said that. But anyway, here is, you might even, you may even like to listen to the Lion Spirit video that I do have on my channel. That's all about courage as well. But don't let your pride get in the way. Perhaps your higher self, right, or your spiritual team, your guides or angels may be leading you in a direction, but perhaps the direction that I guess you're being nudged in may take you to sort of sacrifice some of your pride, your ego. So just be mindful of that. And if this, you will know what that is if this resonates for you, okay? But confidence is your key to success. You are expanding that solar plexus chakra. You are coming into alignment with your divine will. So just keep yourself as balanced as you can, and keep moving forwards, because you are moving in the right direction. And you know, at this stage things may be a little bit, you know, a little bit up in the air, a little bit scattered, but you are moving on the right path, okay? And so just keep up that faith. So that's the messages I have for you. I send you so much love. Bye for now. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. You chose the 6 of Scrolls. First of all, I'm sorry about my lighting. I'm going to have to get another light because the little container that holds my light has broken for the main light. So just wanted to let you know. Let's have a look at what guidance Spirit has for you, about whether you're on the path, and what is the messages they have. Okay, so 6 of Scrolls, the Sands of Time. Just tuning in here. This card can talk about taking action of something that you're feeling guided to take in a particular area of your life. Perhaps you know, an opportunity has come up, and you know, perhaps you've been thinking about it, contemplating it, and this is a message about, like, you know, make that decision. But I'm feeling for a majority of you that perhaps there's this energy here of like analyzing and feeling like, I get this feeling of time running out, like you feel like time's running out, or you feel like you should be at a particular place or a particular time. There's that sort of energy I'm getting here. But I feel like you're gaining a lot of knowledge, whether you realize it or not. You can see all the scrolls here behind this gentleman. And he's got one here, he's got the book here. So I feel like you're going through a lot of learning. Perhaps you're studying at this time. You might be going through a higher learning. Perhaps you might be doing a degree and you're wondering whether this is going to be fruitful for you, whether this is on your path or not, whether it's the right decision. Some of you are analyzing, contemplating. Some of you are feeling like time's run out, please just take what resonates, because there's a few different angles here that I'm getting from Spirit. I'm also seeing that there could be 3 particular options for some of you that you're looking at, because again, there's 3 here, then there's 3 here, and we've got 6 here, which is 2 3s, right? So you could be wondering which path to take. Some of you might be at a little bit of a crossroad, and I am getting like a headache with this. It's like causing tension, because you're like, I don't know, what path do I take? What road do I go down? And perhaps you've got a very intellectual mind. You're very much in your head. You're very you could be somebody who's quite down to earth and very practical as well. So, you know, it's not like you just want to jump into something, and it's not like you want to just, you know, jump into anything that's going to cause you any grief, right? You want to make sure that all your T's are crossed and all your I's are dotted. You want to make sure that the path that you take is the correct path, the easiest path, the highest path in particular. And so, but I also get the message here, you know, how long do you want to stay at this sort of crossroads? Because the more that you mull over, analyze it, you know, you can do all this is really good, but it's still keeping you right there. And if you feel like time's running out, if that's an energy that you're feeling, I feel like this is more of just your own perception of it. You know, time is not running out. Time is not really a thing, right? But I feel like it's just because you're more so your soul is giving you that message that, hey, you know, let's make a decision here. But there's like this, the urgency's overshadowing and causing more anxiety, and perhaps bringing you into more mental energy instead of the heart energy, which is causing more internal conflict, right? But you can see outside one of these windows, there's the sun. So one of these choices, right, is going to be the higher path for you. But I don't see, like, he's not faced that. He's faced the time. He's focused on the timing rather than looking at the choices, right? So, you know, this could be an opportunity. There's an opportunity here for you to come back to the heart, come back to getting in touch with your intuition and allowing that to guide the way here, and maybe getting out of your head. Because you are very intellectual, you are very, you know, you're very, the fact that you like things to be in place and that you're very practical, you like to make sure that, you know, the steps that you take are, you know, the right steps, right? This causes that going around in your mind, which, you know, that mental energy can take you out of that heart energy, right? As I was saying. So taking some time to disconnect from the mental chatter, from the mental mind, and from this sense of urgency. And I think once you do that, it's like you're going to come into this, I'm hearing aha, like, aha, yeah, I feel like I know which way to go now. And there's this sense of sitting in stillness and going, okay, I'm okay, everything's fine here. And like, and even asking Spirit to help with this in meditation, and even writing, like, I don't know, I'm getting different options now, but you could even write down the options that you have. And I feel like if you really feel into it, you know the direction. Perhaps some of this mulling over, perhaps some of this overanalyzing, perhaps some of this mental energy is part of that ego energy. It's part of the energy that's trying to hold you from taking a step because of perhaps fear or worthiness. So I would look within, yeah, and Spirit's showing me throat chakra energy here. So that's the energy of resistance here. So perhaps you're resisting this because it's out of your comfort zone, because perhaps you're going to be expressing a part of yourself that you haven't expressed before. Or perhaps this could be communication with someone else. Perhaps, you know, this could be in a personal situation, right? But I feel like yeah, so discovering and looking at more deeply at why this is happening for you, because I do feel like there is like a little bit of that energy that's trying to keep you safe, trying to keep you comfortable. But is it going to serve you to sit in that energy? Right? Please take what resonates. Don't try to make things fit. All right, let's look at the next message we have. Yes, judgment. You're being called here. There is this awakening here. There's this call to service here. There's this call to make a decision here. And, you know, if you're feeling that sense of urgency, as I said, it's your soul saying, come on, like, you can do this, right? And as I said, do you really want to sit in this energy of, like, analyzing too much, in this sense of like, I don't know where I want to go energy, because it's sort of not getting you anywhere? Because you're definitely being called, right, in one of these directions here. One of these windows is your higher path here. Look at that. Now this looks like it's the Sun card to me. I could be wrong, guys, because I don't know the tarot numbers, but look at the sun illuminating the path here, and you've got the sunflowers here, which talks all about your spiritual energy. And so you're being called to this higher path, and with the horse here, and, you know, you've got this red flag too. So, you know, it's following your destiny, following your passion. Sorry, I just had to pause because the dog's barking. So, yeah, you know, again, there's that window here where the sun is coming up, and this is that sun. So, you know, there is an opportunity, there is an option here for you, and, you know, there's calling. I do feel like, honestly, I do feel like for a majority of you watching, you know what decision to make. I do just feel like there is this sense of fear that is in the background here. But we'll have a look at the cards, we'll have a look more deeply. We have the 3 witchy sisters, the power of 3. So with this card here, I feel like and you know what? I have to point out again, you've got the 3, right? So definitely for some of you, there's 3 options or 3 different paths that you're looking down. And I feel like, you know, you have the power to see. You have the power to know. And I as I said, I keep going over this. I feel like you know it. You do know. You just you're in too much of your mind. I feel like once you come back to ground yourself and center yourself, and stop looking at the timing, and I feel like you will start to actually trust and move in that direction. Okay, so I felt guided from Spirit to go and get the guidebook for this card here, the 3 Witchy Sisters, and it's the Oracle of the Shadow and Light deck. And it's interesting because the part that they've guided me to read out is very similar to what we're talking about. It says, the 3 Witchy Sisters speak. We can sense around you some strange energy. And we 3 are tuning in so we can identify and explain to you what is happening in a wave of 3, very clearly, very simply, and without any fear at all, because this problem may not even be a problem. It is simply something you do not understand yet. Let us come in, let us help you, and we will soon share exactly what it is. But you must help us by being aware, awake, and alert to what is around you. And what I was talking about, you know, you getting still so you can actually see the way, so that you can actually trust the direction. And, you know, I was talking about the 3 here. There's a significant about 3. So I just thought that was interesting there, and a synchronicity. If you believe. So to me, this is talking about believing in yourself, knowing that you can take this action that you're being called to take, and that you have the ability to know and to clearly discern which path to take. Past life activation. Okay, so with this card coming up, I straight away feel that for some of you, perhaps why you might be holding back in some way, it could be because of a past life. Perhaps you were called to step up in your past life with this particular, whether this is in your personal life, whether this is in, you know, your career, whatever it is, the path that you're looking at taking. Perhaps in your past life, you know, you had some issue around that, or you took a path that was similar and it didn't work out, right? And so now that's why you're feeling like why you're not sort of making that decision, or you're a little bit worried about taking the wrong decision or the wrong path, and you know, so that could be why as well. But this card also talks about like being activated in the way of your past life gifts and talents are being activated, and that you are getting, you know, from the Akashics, which is interesting because there are all these scrolls here, and we're talking about you knowing a lot, and perhaps it could be a lot of past life gifts and talents that are yet to be discovered, and it's being initiated now with this activation, right, in your life. And it could be why there's these different opportunities coming up as well, because of, you know, the past life activation. And, you know, you have a lot of gifts and talents that are going to come to the forefront here. I also get the message that once you take a step, I feel like you're going to open up like a key, more knowledge, more knowing, more information, and you're going to have a lot more illuminated to you as you take action. So I feel like really for you, the guidance is to stop, get out of the head, come back to self, and then clearly take action forwards, and believe that you're going to make the right decision. Believe that your intuition is correct, right? And because, you know, with this Judgment card, you know, this is, to me, this is like, I can't pick the card up. No. To me, this Judgment card, you know, this is not small energy. This is a calling, right? And so you won't make a mistake here. And look, again, she's sitting here in meditation, so she's not sitting and analyzing, right? She's connecting with the higher aspect of herself. She's connecting with the universe, and that's the doorway there. So for you, very, very strong guidance here of connecting in meditation to feel the way forward here. Oh, you got two cards here from this deck, which is, I think it's the Lightworker deck. Wisdom of the Divine Feminine. And the Divine Feminine is that energy of stillness, right? It's that energy of creativity, that energy of flow, that energy of acceptance and, you know, allowing, okay? And look at this blossoming, right? You are blossoming, and you are coming into more awareness of who you are, and stronger beliefs of self, stronger with these activation of past life gifts. It's like you beginning to really blossom and finding the truth of who you are, and really walking that path, and bringing out that beautiful, sacred and wonderful self and all your gifts and talents, and bringing that out into the world. Just believe that you can do this. the secret temptation being a led astray. Okay, when I get this card, this is talking about your mind. Okay, and we've been going over this about your mind. Don't let your mind lead you astray. Don't let your mind tell you, no, you can't do this. No, you're not good enough. No, you haven't learned enough. You haven't got the certification. You haven't got, you know, the recognition. You haven't, whatever it is that your mind's telling you, or, you know, you'll never get that type of partner, or whatever it is in your life. You take it where it resonates. It's your mind. It's the ego, the fearful ego, the fearful self, the you know, the little devil on the shoulder, whatever you want to call it. Don't let that lead you astray here, right? This is a big decision. As I said, I feel like for a lot of you watching, you're at a crossroads here. So I get it. It's a big decision to make, whatever decision that you're wanting to make. But it is going to turn out very fruitful here. The sun is shining on you. It's very, very positive. There's a positive outcome here. It is destiny here. And, you know, look at all this blossoming. You're going to bloom. You're going to blossom from this decision. I feel a lot of relief too once you've made this decision. Take action, right? Rest, yes. Because that mental mind, all right, is causing you to feel much more stressed, and could be causing some anxiety and making it more challenging for you to actually make the decision, right? So resting is going to allow you to feel more comfortable, allow to settle your energy, and to allow the soft voice of your inner voice come through, right? And it also frees that energy up a little bit, because I get that sense with that feminine energy, right, of just taking that time of stillness so that you can allow that almost like allowing the energy to come to you, allowing that choice to come to you, that opportunity to come to you, that understanding to come to you, if you know what I mean. Take a moment to rest. You have worked hard, so now take the time you deserve to so now take the time you deserve to recharge your batteries before you step up to the next challenge, right? Stepping up to the next challenge, right? Take that rest. Very synchronistic here. Don't look back. No, don't go back to these negative thoughts. Don't go back to the past. You are this beautiful new divine being. Well, you are a divine being, but you're coming into understanding of the truth of who you are and your abilities. So believe in that. Don't look back. Why are you looking backwards? You may be happy with things the way they are, and perhaps you would like them to stay this way forever. Remember that life is a journey, and we are continuously changing, growing, and moving on. The time has come for you to look forward and embrace the experiences and challenges that await you, and know that you will make the right choice, okay? Healer. So you have the spiritual gift of healing and the desire to share it with others. Some of you may have the gift of healing, and perhaps this is the direction you're being called in. But this is also a message about, you know, healing the, you might have been going through a healing, or healing the negative thoughts, healing from the past, and moving into this new direction. And it's also, with all that green as well, talking about that following the heart. You know, as I said, a lot of you got different talents, so one of them may be healing. You might work in the medical field. I'm just tuning in, guys, a little further here. See if Spirit's got any other messages. I want to say, don't let the times hold you back either, because I get the feeling like for some of you, I don't know, I keep looking at the mask. So for some of you, like perhaps your mind's saying, oh, you know, it's not the right time, or, you know, how are you going to make it right now with the current prospects? Don't let that get in your way either. So if that's what's coming up in thoughts for you, you know, that'll be confirmation for you. Otherwise, it won't resonate. Okay, have courage to ask for and accept help. Asking for help is a sign of strength, as is accepting it as it's offered to you. Very often when you ask God for help, prayers are answered through other people. Be sure to accept this assistance as well as give it to others as you are guided. And so ask your angels, ask your spirit guides to help you to come into stillness, help you to feel comfortable with the decision that you're making, and help you to take the steps that are leading you on your path, and have the courage to take those steps. And to every time that you go to looking back, to help you to move and focus on the positive steps forward here. For some of you, you might be getting some messages from others. Oh, it's a message they're getting, right? Okay. So for some of you, oh my gosh, my seat just dropped. Sorry, guys. Some weird stuff happening in your reading. I've had distractions after distractions. I'm like, oh my gosh. Perhaps there's a lot going on in your life. I don't know. But anyway, the message I'm hearing from Spirit is, you very much, most likely, will be getting messages through other people. So, for instance, right, you may, I'm just going to use this healer card, but you may not resonate with being a healer, okay? I'm just going to use this as an example. One of the directions you might be like, okay, my life purpose, I'm not sure, there's 3 opportunities. I could be a healer, I could be a nurse, like a spiritual healer, a nurse, or I could be a psychologist. Okay, let's just use those 3 options. And you're not sure, you're mulling over, you're thinking about, I don't know which direction, which one's going to be the safest for me, which one's going to be the best for me, because you want to make sure that, you know, you're safe, right? This is talking about, you may hear from people, be very synchronistic. Ask your angels, and then you're going to hear people mention, oh, you're such a great, say the golden path for you is spiritual healing, right? You might hear people say to you, oh, you really got a comforting aura, or whenever I'm in your presence, I feel calm. Or someone might say, have you ever tried healing, or did you hear about this type of healing? Like, you're going to hear these messages from other people, and this is a way of your spirit guides saying, yes, take that road, okay? So really look at what's being communicated to you from other people. All right. So this message here, interesting. This is very interesting. And I felt like a shift in energy when I looked at this card. Oh, let me have a look here, guys. There is like this, I don't know why I'm hearing the void. And look at this sword here. It's interesting because this person is masked, and I get the energy of the crow here as well. Like, that's what I'm sensing. So there's this energy of magic here as well, and there's this energy of truth here with the sword. And I feel like perhaps you're hiding yourself away a little bit here. From the truth, from the potential, from the expansiveness of who you really are, like who you are. So, but you are, like, I do not think Spirit's not going to give up on you, right? Yeah, I just get that energy here of you sort of hiding in the shadows, and I feel like it's time for you to come out from the shadows and embark on this new path and this new direction. Okay. And see what the feminine and the masculine would like to impart. Okay. So the divine feminine within for Group number 3, please. What's your guidance? What's your message? Well, you've got 2. You've got a lot of cards. Okay, so we'll go with this one here first. Isis, the goddess of magic. And what were we talking about? My goodness. Oh, the synchronicity with today's readings are just amazing. Look, I said the crow, the energy of magic here, right? Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. So there's this sexual energy, sensual energy. There's this very powerful feminine energy and this attractive energy and beauty here. Okay, now this could be whether you're male or female, right? This is the energy within here. So this is also a message of embracing your sexuality as well. And I feel like being in your embracing your sensuality and your sexuality and being in tune with yourself, that's your feminine force, right? And that's going to help you to feel more confident and in flow with who you are to make those decisions that you're trying to make or wanting to make or deciding on. Lakshmi, I'm sorry if I haven't pronounced that correctly, the goddess of abundance. I choose to feel abundant. Wealth is an inside job. So you could be creating wealth in your life and moving out of a time of perhaps where you did not have abundance, and this golden path that you're moving towards, that you're being called to take, is going to be a much more abundant path for you. There's going to be a lot more magic, a lot more abundance, and there's going to be much more physical drive. There's going to be a lot more physical, how can I say it, like force here, like a fire. I get this passion for life. So keep following that illumination, that light. Let's have a look at the masculine energy. That one wants to come out too. We'll go with this one first. Okay, hypno, sleep. Okay. This is talking about you getting some rest as well. Perhaps some of you haven't been sleeping very much because you've been mulling over the ideas and direction that you want to go in, the path. And the next one is the Jade Emperor. Organization, yes. I feel like in the beginning, if I remember correctly, I was talking about, oh no, I'm not sure that was you. It's hard for me because like when I'm channeling, I'm not thinking, right? So let's go back to your Akashic card here. Where have you gone? So I feel like with this, the organization is, because I feel like you have, as I said, I feel like you've got that practical, you like things to, you like the comfort, you like to know that you're secure. And I feel like you being organized and perhaps having a list, or I guess that was where it was. I do believe I did mention earlier on writing a list of the potential ideas and then feeling into it. So I feel like this is just a message about that as well. Like that will help you to organize your feelings and organize your ideas about what path you want to take, what decision you want to take, and then create a practical plan then to take action forwards as well. And I get this sense of like with the Emperor energy, right, there's an energy of taking order, taking responsibility, and making a choice to take control of your life. And you know, because as I said, in the beginning, like, there was this energy of you not really, it's like you mulling over something but not really taking the path here. But once you've taken that path and you've taken the step, you know, things are going to get, you know, it'll be illuminated. The next step will be illuminated, and you're going to feel a lot more happy here, right? Because you had the Sun card. And so I feel like this organization is about, like, organizing that, to take the step, to write a list, to put a goal in plan, and take responsibility and do it. And you will see that, you know, I think, okay, for you, right, a practical plan is going to be, I feel like, the best option for you, just because I feel like that's the sort of person you are. And having that practical plan written in black and white is going, and you, like, even just ticking it off, and then it's like you can see that you're making progress. You can see the sort of, okay, right, I can see that that's not going to work for me. I can see that this is going to work for me. I can't think of a word to explain this, but I hope I'm translating this okay. But I do feel like having an organized plan is really going to help you to succeed here. And get the rest, because without rest, you are not going to be able to see, because you're going to be so tired. All right, and think positive, think abundance, think that, and know and trust that whatever decision you make is definitely going to be the right one. Okay, so now I'm just going to grab a few cards for you from the Moonology of guidance. This is for group number 3. Whoa, you got 4. Everyone else got 3. You have got so much spirit around you. Your spirit guides, your angels are really wanting to help you. So don't feel like you're alone, okay? Because you are not. So she's seeing this much, like, guidance coming out here. All right. Nothing will come of this situation. I feel like that's more about that energy of you sort of in that energy of contemplation and wondering, like, nothing's going to move ahead unless you make that decision. A personal issue will reach resolution, right? You will come to understanding, you will get that clarity, and you will get that whatever issue that might be going on in your life as well, it's going to come into a resolution. You are good enough. And again, this is just really synchronistic, because I was talking about how I feel like, for, you know, a lot of you, there's this underlying fear around whether you're good enough, whether you can actually do this, you know, and that could be why you're sort of going into the analytical mind and you know, brain about it. But, you know, this is a message from Spirit. You are good enough, and you do have the gifts and the talents there. You know, as we're talking about those scrolls, right? You have the knowledge, you have the talent, you have the gift. And the last message here is meditate and contemplate. Yeah, don't contemplate and overanalyze. This is going within and meditating, and you could even, like, vision, because I think of that Pisces energy is like visionary and dreaming. What do you dream about? What do you really want? What is your heart's desire? I feel like that is where it's going to lead you. Your heart. Come into heart, not into head. All right? So that's the messages I have for you, group number 3. Thank you so much for watching. I send you much love. Bye for now. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your reading. Just want to mention too, apologies for the lighting lately with my readings. One of my lights is broken, so that is why. Okay, let's get to your reading. So you chose the 8 of Keys, the Master Artisan. Let's see what Spirit wants to say about your path, whether you're on the right path, what guidance and messages they have for you. Okay, so 8 of Keys. Let's see. To me, this card speaks of you working on something, of you, you know, particularly a little bit more harder work, perhaps. I see here that like there's a bit of an industrious energy here. There is... I feel like there could be somebody that is helping you, or it could be learning some sort of task, or you could be being mentored in a particular direction or particular area of your life. You could be studying, but I do see this as more so some of you might be like in an apprenticeship or learning some new skills here, and others of you are sort of like learning about or building your foundations, or building your business or something like that. And I get the message here too, it's like perfecting your, not perfecting, it's like polishing your gifts. It's becoming better at something, working on, practicing, thank you. Practicing and working on whatever it is that you are doing and building on that. I'm hearing like high achievement too. There could be a high achievement coming for you, and like a higher level success. And I feel like you're mastering yourself. You're mastering yourself. You're mastering your tool, your trade, okay? And through this mastership of your trade, you're going to become very successful. So if you could, I don't know where you are in this mastering of your trade, but wherever you are, it is leading you. You're on the right path. And the reason I feel like for a lot of you are here is because you're wondering perhaps it's taking a little more time for that success. And the reason this is happening, I'm hearing, is because you are building a very solid foundation, so that when you get to that success, it's on such a strong foundation that you will not miss anything, any pitfalls. You won't. You will have learnt every step of the way. You've taken every step, so that you're really building success. And once you are at your level of you know, of achievement and success, and you've built something quite grand, because I do feel like this is quite a big purpose that you are building, or quite a big project, or something that you're inventing even. When you get to that end goal, it's like you have built it solid, right? Nothing can break it apart. And if it does, if anything ever did happen to that, which you've built, you know each step of the way. Because like every journey is different, but your journey is to become a master, right? And the master takes every step. Let's have a look what other cards that come out though. All right, so you have here, to me this is like the trickster energy here, but there's an Ace of Pentacles. So I want to say, don't be tricked to move in another direction. Don't be tricked by your mind. When I see the devil, I think of the mind, okay? Because I feel like our mind can hold us back. And I feel like, I mean, this could be coming from someone else, because Spirit's showing me like an energy or someone behind here. So there could be an energy or somebody who's trying to get in the way of your success, or feeding into your mind or your doubts. But I would just be mindful of, because your mind might be saying, okay, maybe you need to look at something different, or maybe you need to give up, maybe, you know, or there might be an opportunity that shows itself that's very tempting. Don't be tempted by it, especially if it doesn't feel right to you. all right? Because you will know. Have you ever had like an opportunity come up and you're like, in your mind, logically, you're like, yep, that's going to be great for me because it's going to give me exactly what I want. It's going to give me the money I need, or it's going to give me the success I want, right? But it's an empty offer because it's not going to give you fulfillment. What you're working on, what you're doing, the steps that you're taking is going to be so fulfilling for you. So just be mindful of that. And if this is a person, right, just be discerning and keep coming back to you and what feels right for you. Don't be led astray here. You have here the fourth ray of harmony. Look at that. Look at that gateway opening here in that heart and in the cosmic mind. And so this is like you, this foundation that you're building and whatever you're working on, right? You are becoming a master in it, and it's going to give you so much harmony and so much strength. And it's like, it's going to bring you into a whole new level of existence, a whole new level of consciousness. And it's this energy is in alignment with your soul. It's in alignment with your soul purpose, and you are going to feel so so good, so fulfilled, right? And you can see here steps, right? This is the steps that you're taking with your craft, and with each step you're leading into this wholeness, this purpose, right? There's no destination. It's always unfolding, Spirit wants to add, right? But this is just for I guess just an example of talking about, I guess, the goal that you're looking at, or the larger dream that you're working on. So say that gateway is the larger dream, and there's the steps to that gateway, right? Ask your angels. Yes, if you feel tempted in any way, ask your angels for clarification and guidance. That's what I feel like from this here. And ask for their support. Be your true self. Interesting. Look at these colors. All right. So there could be someone around you who is, or yeah, there could be someone around you who's trying to, I guess, distract you from your past or pull you out of your own alignment. Stay true to yourself. Stay true to your path. Stay true to your direction. But again, this could be your mind as well, right? And this grumpy red fairy is just like, you know, come on, don't give up now, right? Don't give up now. Look at this. I want to point this out as well. You have the 8s here. Okay. So this is very karmic, and it's going to pay off for you. So don't be led astray here. The Queen of Cups. Yes, follow your intuition. Definitely. That's what it's straightforward telling me. All right, your intuition knows. You know what feels right for you. There's a difference between what logically feels right and what is right. You know it. All right. Again, I'm feeling a little bit like this is a little similar to last group in some ways. So you might have been drawn to the last group as well. But like, again, I'm feeling throat chakra stuff here, which is like resistance. And, you know, I'm also feeling now in the solar plexus. So yes. Trust your gut. I want to say that. I want to say that very, very strongly here, please, because you're going to feel uncomfortable. If something feels uncomfortable but sounds right or looks shiny, or, you know, follow the feeling, because the feeling's the truth. Yeah. The feeling's where the golden path is. So follow your truth. And don't be led astray. Loneliness, okay. Even the most sociable among us experience loneliness at times. Accept that feeling lonely is a part of life. just like feeling happy, sad, confused, hopeful, or excited, and know that your loneliness is only temporary. And perhaps this is part of this, whatever this energy is that's trying to lead you in a different direction here, or pulling you, or perhaps you're thinking about going back or going on another path that sort of just logically sounds right, okay? But again, I feel, and it could be because you're feeling lonely, because you're feeling like, okay, well, you know, I'm not seeing what I'm wanting happening, and so, you know, I'm just giving examples of what you could be thinking, right? But you're working on something grand here, and perhaps it needs your attention only, and that might be why you haven't got you feel lonely or haven't got a lot of people around you, because you're working with spirit, you're working with the higher realms, you're working with your soul, okay? And you are mastering your craft, you're coming into a higher path here. So that could be why. All right, we have the 5 of Cups. All right, yeah, you're not happy here. You're feeling sad. You're feeling you're losing a little bit of hope here. You're feeling as though, is it ever going to happen for me? Am I ever going to achieve that? Am I ever going to, you know, meet the person that I want, meet the people that I desire in my life? Okay, and you've had some disappointment here, and actually Spirit's guiding me to this little birdie up here, which is like, to me, birds are like, they call our attention, they call us to be present, they call us to notice the harmony and the connectedness of what's around us. You've also got the bells here in the background. So Spirit's saying, connect with nature, connect with the moment, connect with the present energy, so that you can focus more on the beauty that's around you and not what you don't have. And I get it. When you're in certain situations, it can be really difficult. And when you feel like you're trying so hard and working so hard on making change, you know, it can be very challenging. But I do see here Spirit strongly saying to follow your intuition, you know, and showing you that, you know, be your true self. And also, what I'm getting a message here with that, be your true self, perhaps you're feeling like going back to an old energy, you know, and perhaps you might be thinking about going back to an old relationship or old people in your life that who you used to be friends with. But I want to say, you know, why did you leave them behind? Was there a reason? Because were they in alignment with you? Because is that going back, even though it may make you feel like you're content for now, is it going to cause you drama, right? Like, be who you are, be unapologetically you, and, you know, the right people, the right circumstances will come to you. And sometimes it's this loneliness, this aloneness. And there's a difference. I've learnt this early on. There's a difference between aloneness and loneliness. Loneliness is the emotion attached to being alone. All right. So be empowered in your aloneness rather than feeling lonely. All right. But I want you to also acknowledge that loneliness as well. Do not disregard your own feelings. It's very important that you acknowledge, okay, I'm feeling lonely. Yes, but then go, okay, I embrace my alone time as I work on this craft, and I trust in Spirit. I trust my angels, and I'm going to ask my angels to show me the signs and show me the symbols, show me the synchronicities, to know that I can trust this. All right. Hidden realms, create conscious awareness. Wow, look at that. Yes. Okay. This is you becoming conscious of your interconnectedness with everything around you. You are not alone. right? You are connected, and you have a lot of like loved ones in spirit, a lot of like ancestors and spirit guides around you, so you're not alone. And so trust your feelings here. And like, I can feel your energy, okay? I can feel it. Take some time to really feel what you're feeling, but don't stay in that energy, okay? Don't stay in that energy. Keep focusing on your craft and what you're working towards here, because that is these cups here that you're not looking at. Bountiful nature. Spending time in nature helps shift you to a higher vibration and reminds you of God's infinite abundance. Go outside, enjoy a walk, a hike with your pet, meditate beneath a tree, garden, sit under the stars, or do some other activity to connect with the limitless vastness. Yes, to connect with the consciousness that's around you, the hidden realms, the unseen, and also connecting with nature and the birds, and being in the present, being. It's just about you being in beingness, all right? And that's going to be really helpful for you. Oh, look at that. So synchronistic. Talk to your angels. Instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance, because worrying is going to keep you in that sad energy, right? And whilst that sadness is showing you something, it is telling you messages. Never disregard your feelings and your emotions, but do we want to stay in them? No. We want to come into an awareness of them. We want to see, well, okay, that's there, and we want to thank it, but then we don't want to stay in it. We want to move forwards. We want to focus on the abundance, the bountifulness that we have in our life. And you want to focus on your craft and what you're bringing through, because as I said, you have something really solid that you're bringing into this life, and that's all got to start somewhere. And so trust your angels here. Talk to your angels about how you feel. Ask for their healing. Ask for their grace. Ask for their assistance. And yeah, I feel like you're going to get a lot of feeling messages through feeling as well. And I'm just going to ask the angels to come in and lift that energy off. So if you would like to accept it, a healing from the angels right now, I'm going to ask Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael to step forward now to anybody who watches this video who accepts a healing. I ask that you send healing and clarity and assistance to those who agree, please. Lifting away their worries, their concerns, filling them with hope and faith, and helping them to trust that they can, help them to trust their own intuition and know that they're going to be safe and know that everything is going to be okay, and to help them feel like they are indeed connected and indeed loved very much. Thank you very much, Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to grab a Divine Feminine card and a Masculine card, which is the Goddess and Titans deck. And we're going to see what the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine within you wants to let you know. Because we all have Divine Masculine and Feminine within us. And when we are balanced within our Divine Masculine and Feminine, that is when we come into a wholeness within. Alright. Divine Feminine, what do you want to let group number 4 know, please? What guidance do you have, please? I feel like there's 2 for you. Divine Masculine. What wisdom guidance do you have? So the first card you have is the feminine energy here. And this is Marguerite Parit. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Apologies. The mystic of divine love. Love is divine and I am nothing except love. So know that you are love and know that you are loved. Know that you are guided and know that you are never alone. Okay. The next one is Saint Bridget, Our Lady of Exalted Light. I give endlessly because the light is without end and my soul is all I need. All right. So perhaps you could be giving a lot of yourself and perhaps not receiving a lot in return. But Saint Bridget wants you to look at it in another way. Look at it in the way of that you have an endless supply of energy to give. And as long as you're aligned with love and know and believe that you are okay, that you are safe, that you are, that you have an endless supply of that love, that you can share it and that you are supplied for, it eases you, it eases you. There is a connection here with religious energy too, so you may or may not be connected with a particular faith. Right. But this is also talking about faith in itself. Right. And then the masculine message here is support. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Support's coming in for you, all right? This could be physical support from people. This could be divine support. I'm hearing divine support for most of you, all right? Divine intervention, divine... you know, I'm hearing like a catalyst of change, but I feel like you need to accept it. So I want you to, if you accept this change and if you accept this activation, sorry, I had to have a drink of water because there's so much energy. If you accept this divine intervention, this divine action right now, I want you to say yes, knowing that whatever happens in the course of the weeks or months, trust that it's leading you in the right direction, okay? Because I do feel like Spirit really wants to help you here and move you to help you to feel more comfortable, to help you to have more faith, and to help you to be solid and knowing that you have got what it takes and that you are creating something really big here, and that, you know, I guess to bring in some support as well. Okay, ask for support to come in, and ask for some friendship if you're feeling lonely as well. You know, please ask, because sometimes we forget to ask, especially when we're giving people. We forget to ask for support sometimes. So, you know, Spirit really wants you to have that support and that help. This is also a message about supporting yourself. As I said, remember we're talking about, you know, sometimes we need to be alone in order to master ourselves. And so this is about that masculine energy within you supporting yourself and knowing that you are limitless within your light, and that you are this divine love and you have this strength. All right, so that's the messages I have for you, group number 4. I send you so much love. Bye for now.